Welcome back, creators. My name is Wei, and today we're unlocking new possibilities in generative art. Recently, Black Forest Labs dropped an open source text-to-image suite of models called Flux, and it's really been making waves. According to the official evaluation results, Flux actually outperforms all the major models out there right now, both open and closed source, including Midjourney. I've been using Midjourney for a long time and have written a lot about it. Before posting my videos on Stable Diffusion, I covered Midjourney extensively. If you are interested, you can check out my work on my website. The URL will be in the description below this video. So, when I heard someone claim that Flux outperforms Midjourney, I was a bit skeptical. That's why I decided to test it out myself and share the results with you. I'll be comparing them across several dimensions, and are mixing other factors as we go along. Let's kick things off by comparing their text generation capabilities. Here's the first set of images. On the left, we have the one generated by Flux Dev. On the right, the image from Midjourney V6.1. Both models handle simple word spelling just fine, but when it comes to texture, I think Flux has the edge. For example, the hue text generated by Midjourney has a cookie-like texture rather than a fruity one. Their differences are more obvious in these S-cube images. The text generated by Flux is definitely better here. The outline around the word cubes looks fantastic. Another major difference between Flux and other models is its support for various aspect ratios. This makes Flux more flexible than Midjourney. For instance, at a 1:1 aspect ratio, Flux generates smaller text with tight spacing, allowing all 5 letters to be shown perfectly from the front. Midjourney, on the other hand, lacks this flexibility. Its letters look crowded and aren't shown from a straight-on view. Overall, Flux has great typography capabilities, even surpassing Midjourney. Next, let's dive into how they handle generating human bodies. You might remember distorted limbs and unnatural body parts generated by Stable Diffusion 3. Well, that issue doesn't exist in Flux. Check out these images. Flux generated human body has no major errors, though the bulging muscles do look a bit more unrealistic. If you know your muscle structure, you can easily tell this image is generated by AI. In comparison, Midjourney's muscle structure looks a tad more realistic, especially with the added sweat, giving a bodybuilder a more lifelike appearance. But here's the kicker. Midjourney struggles with spatial relationships. The barbell in this image looks like it's going through the woman's head. Flux, however, nails the spatial relationships and thanks to its aspect ratio flexibility, shows the entire barbell without crowding the image. Now let's take a look at these two images of ballerinas. They are pretty similar, both with a few minor issues, but Midjourney's version has a few more flaws, though it does have a more dramatic look with its use of light and shadows. Then, moving on to these yoga images. You'll notice that Flux nails the yoga poses almost perfectly, and Midjourney does a solid job as well. Overall, from an anatomical standpoint, Flux and Midjourney are pretty much neck and neck. Now let's talk about interaction, which refers to how well the model handles the interaction between people and objects. This can also ties into how closely they follow the prompt, especially when something as challenging as this set of images. Take, for example, the little boy looking over his shoulder, a tricky angle for any model. Flux handles it better than Midjourney here. While the butterfly doesn't quite land on the shoulders as the prompt suggests, it does land on the child's arm, which still creates a more natural interaction than what Midjourney produces. Plus, Flux captures the little boy's gaze of wonder perfectly. Looking at another set of images, Midjourney follows the prompt almost exactly. Well, Flux falls a bit short in comparison. The man's expression in Flux's image doesn't show the surprise you'd expect. When it comes to image quality, Midjourney looks more realistic, especially with the skin details, whereas Flux's skin has a more plastic-like appearance. Overall, it's pretty impressive that Flux can outperform Midjourney in some instances when it comes to interaction or prompt following, even if it doesn't win every time. Let's talk about hands. an area where many models struggle. Take a look at these images. Flux's hands look very realistic, especially the left hand at an unusual angle. Midjourney, however, generates some problematic nail caps, particularly on the ring and pinky fingers. And this is actually one of the better examples. I've tested a few, and the issues with Midjourney's hands are pretty consistent. In a set of images featuring someone playing the piano, Midjourney once again struggles with the hands, while Flux handles them fine. This might be due to the proportion of the hands in the picture, but still, Flux is clearly better at drawing hands. Now let's compare how they generate faces. Midjourney's faces tend to look more realistic, mainly because of the skin texture. Flux, on the other hand, still gives the skin a greasy, almost plastic-like look. Midjourney also reflects warm tones from the prompt better, while Flux misses the mark there. In terms of face texture, Flux is actually quite lacking, even compared to Stable Diffusion 3 Medium. Speaking of which, here's the face generated by Stable Diffusion 3, and I have to say, it even surpasses Midjourney in texture quality. Let's look at another set of face images. Flux really drops the ball here. The skin looks way too plastic-like again. However, both Flux and Midjourney manage to show tears when prompted, which not all models can do. For example, look at these images generated by Juggernaut XL on the left and SD3 Medium on the right. Neither model captures the tears well. After reviewing all these images, here's my take. It's pretty surprising to see an open source model like Flux surpassing Midjourney in several areas, like prompt following and hands generation. This really shows the potential of open source models. While Flux currently falls short in overall image quality, it can collaborate with other open source models to improve. Plus, there's a lot of buzz around Flux right now, so models fine-tuned based on it will probably get even better. Let's wait and see what the future holds. I'll keep updating tutorials on Flux, so if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, now's a good time to do it.